Mike Lindsley back with you for an ML Sports Take, brought to you by our great friends at Welch & Company Jewelers, Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company, and Rosie's Corner. The Colorado Buffaloes will host the Bonnies on Tuesday night at 11 o'clock. Whew, we got to figure out a way to stay up for this one, huh? Here's the thing. As if it wasn't hard enough, the quick turnaround, the emotional letdown in D.C., the competition. Colorado's really, really good. On the road, traveling across the country. All that. Look at the place that they're playing, right? The altitude and the air. That's a hard deal for people who aren't used to it. In fact, who would be used to it on this Bonnies team? I mean, these guys have, pretty much played and practiced on the East Coast. I mean, how far west have they really gone during their basketball careers? Not very far. And if so, maybe it's once or twice, not all the time. So this presents an unbelievable challenge for the Bonnies in so many which ways, but I think with the altitude and the air and all that, plus remember, this is the St. Bonaventure team that they don't have a lot of bodies. I mean, they've got the 5 guys who have played all year long. You're hoping for a little bit off the bench from Koulibaly. And that's about all you're getting at this particular point. That's probably the number one thing I think going into next year for Mark Schmidt is he's got to not only find his new starting 5, but he's got to find other players to come off the bench to be able to play, because I don't think they're going to be able to run this system next year. Now, look, for this year, it's going to be hard. Those guys are going to go there. They're going to be winded right out of the chute. It's going to be hard. You walk off that plane, you're going to feel the altitude. You're going to feel it in pregame. You're going to feel it, in game. And then, God forbid, if the Bonnies get into foul trouble with that fatigue already, it could be a long night for St. Bonaventure. I don't expect the Bonnies to win this game just because of all those challenges I presented. Not saying that it's impossible, but I think that it's a very tall order. Now, on the Colorado side of things, by the way, another mention here, their key win, and I had slipped in the video that I did last night, so I apologize, but they won against Arizona 79-63 on February 26th. I glanced at one of the dates and the game that wasn't right next to it during that video that I posted last night. But that's obviously a huge win, for the Buffs, and shows you that they can at any time go out and beat anybody in the country. That's why the NIT is interesting, because there's a few teams that, are in it that probably were for a while fringe NCAA teams. I mean, I think Colorado would be one of those teams, maybe around, late January, where they were 13-6, 5-4 in conference before they had those 3 bad losses in the Pac-12. But then they went on a big run. They won 5 in a row to get to 17-9, 9-7, straight up on the bubble. So this is a team that has been around here this year in the Pac-12. And by the way, the Pac-12, how brutal is it to not have the first couple of rounds on television? Your conference isn't even seen during March Madness for the conference tournament. Absolutely embarrassing. Terrific stuff here, though, in terms of the challenge for St. Bonaventure. Will they be up to the task? Will they be up for the challenge? Will they have, a ton of, I know the energy could get sapped out of them because of the altitude, but will they be up for this game? It will be an interesting contest late at night. Boulder, Colorado, tough team, tough arena, quick turnaround across the country and the altitude, and you don't have a bench. Could get ugly, but you never know. Mike Lindsley with you here. It's an ML Sports Take, brought to you by Stanley Law Offices, the Vince Aguirre Consulting Group, Ken's Auto Detailing, and Tiny Bubbles Laundromat. If you're in and around Central New York, you got to get over to Tiny Bubbles, man. They have the Pay Range mobile app. Wash, dry, fold laundry for only $1 a pound at Tiny Bubbles Laundromat. A bunch of Urbana alum live around Central New York, so bring your laundry there. Fulton, Liverpool, and East Syracuse. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.